Are you ready for a psychological shock? We're about to confront women whose appearances are so unusual, they're almost impossible to believe. From the alien-like face that shook TikTok, to colossal breasts as heavy as boulders, all the way to the miraculous survival of twins conjoined at the skull. Who are they?
Are they real, or just products of technology? Join me as we uncover the most extraordinary human identities on the planet, right now. Hold on to your seat, because what you're about to see will make even modern science bow its head.
This is Joy and Joyce Magsino from the Philippines. They are craniopagus twins, an extremely rare condition in which two bodies are fused together at the skull. When they were born in 2008, doctors delivered a harsh verdict. They probably wouldn't live past the age of 10. But look at them now. They didn't just survive. They shattered medical expectations and became inspirational TikTok stars with incredible teamwork and positivity.
Modern medicine can separate them, but the price is far beyond the $75,000. This is a surgery where every millimeter means brain tissue and irreversible risk.
What I admire most isn't medicine. It's the way they coordinate every step, every dance online. They turned a lifelong inconvenience into a sacred bond. More than 30 million views on TikTok are not just about curiosity.
In my opinion, they represent a powerful collision between reality and everything we've always believed to be normal.
When I first saw this face, I asked myself, what could drive a person to accept changing their entire facial features in order to become a completely different identity? An unusually wide forehead, sharply upturned eyes, and a pointed chin so extreme that it seems to break away from every biological standard of our species.
I see a painful paradox here. If this is the consequence of excessive cosmetic surgery, then it is a cry for help, a sign of radical dissatisfaction with oneself. But if this is a masterful transformation or makeup, then this woman is using her own body as a social experiment on stigma and judgment.
Look closely. Crowds gather around her asking for photos. They're excited as if standing before a spectacle. But within that excitement, how much is genuine respect and how much is simply curiosity toward a strange object? Personally, I feel more concern than amazement. Our psychological sense of safety seems to be wavering as the values of natural beauty are being replaced by increasingly extreme trends.
I truly want to hear from you. Do you see this as courage? The bravery to live differently? Or is someone lost in the maze of attention and validation? Share your thoughts seriously below, because sometimes your insight helps us see the hidden pain behind these masks.
Next, I'm taking you to another summit of human identity, the beauty of sacrifice and bravery. When you look at Tina's face, the first thing that strikes you is an empty space where a nose should be. To be honest, anyone's first reaction would be shock. But don't rush to look at her with pity, because behind that absence lies a will of steel. In 2014, life dealt this woman a devastating blow: stage 2 nasal cancer. Tina was pushed into a merciless corner with two choices: radiation therapy, which carried the risk of severe brain damage and permanent loss of vision, or completely removing her nose in exchange for a chance to live.
I ask myself, how many of us would be brave enough to choose living imperfectly instead of dying perfectly?
Have you ever complained about a pimple or a tiny scar on your face? Looking at Tina, I realize we are often far too harsh on ourselves. What do you think about her decision? If it were you, would you be willing to trade your appearance for your life? You think you know what eyes popping out in shock means? Trust me, the next moment is going to teach you that feeling literally. Take a good look at these eyes. Kim Goodman, a woman from Chicago, can push her eyeballs out of their sockets up to 0.5 inches. This is a Guinness World Record that no one has been able to beat so far.
Without any external force, just a big yawn or a bit of concentration, Kim's eyes pop out like springs, creating a look that's both astonishing and a little terrifying.
Kim didn't even know she had this ability until a hockey mask once hit her hard in the head. That impact accidentally activated the muscles around her eyes. Since then, she discovered she could control those muscles and make this phenomenon happen on command. I know what you're thinking. Can anything get more extreme than this? Yes, and it's slowly dragging one woman's body down every single day. This is Chelsea Charms, the woman who claims to have the largest breasts in the world, with an unbelievable size of 164 XX. To help you imagine the weight she carries daily, Chelsea says each breast is as heavy as 2 large watermelons. She explains that reaching this size was a natural progression after taking extremely risky medical enhancement steps. But here's the brutal truth. The polypropylene breast implants she used have been banned in many places because they constantly stimulate tissue fluid production, causing the breasts to grow uncontrollably larger over time. Is this ultimate confidence in one's body? Or a psychological struggle of never feeling enough?
If that last body proportion shocked you, hold on. This next one will completely bend your concept of human proportions.
Let's talk numbers. Michael Raffanelli has hips measuring nearly 96 to 99 inches. Unlike Chelsea in the previous footage, Michael insists her body shape is completely natural. With each child she gave birth to, her pelvic bones and body fat expanded more and more. After 4 children, her hips reached their unprecedented size. Walking through standard doorways became a challenge. Even daily activities like showering turned into a serious, spatial struggle. But the most painful prison wasn't physical, it was society. Everywhere she goes, she faces mocking laughs, pointing fingers, and countless secret phone cameras treating her like a spectacle instead of a human being. Now get ready to witness a Guinness World Record that's as fascinating as it is unsettling. Chanel Tapper is the woman who owns a tongue measuring 3.9 inches long. To help you visualize it, when she sticks it out, it can reach her chin and is nearly twice as long as a normal human tongue. This isn't the result of surgery. It's either a gift or a prank from nature written into her facial muscle structure.
Chanel never wanted the spotlight. She doesn't go around showing off her record because she hates unnecessary attention.
She only faces it when she absolutely has to. It's an interesting paradox, having one of the most shocking body features on the planet, yet craving the quietest life possible. What about you? If you had something this unique, would you flaunt it for fame or hide it the way she does? We're stepping away from extreme body records into another kind of difference. The kind you simply cannot look away from. Meet Carmen Salazar, an Instagram star going viral because of a truly one-of-a-kind appearance. She has sharp, beautiful facial features, but what turns her into something almost unreal is the dense layer of freckles covering her entire face, from her forehead all the way down her neck, leaving almost no bare skin. This is an extremely rare pigmentation condition that transforms her skin into a living, abstract painting. Instead of hiding it under heavy makeup, Carmen chooses to wear it proudly, like her most precious piece of jewelry. If you had a physical trait that set you completely apart from everyone else, would you choose to blend in or shine as boldly as Carmen? Now we're looking at a figure that's hard to believe is even alive. standing 5'7", tall but weighing only 55 pounds. Valeria Levitin looks like a moving skeleton wrapped in fragile skin. Once a vibrant Russian teenager, she fell into the devastating spiral of severe anorexia. When she moved to the United States at 16, social pressure to meet perfect beauty standards pushed her over the edge. She believed that only extreme thinness could make her loved. She cut out sugar and carbs completely, and eventually her body lost the ability to process food at all. It's heartbreaking. This is living proof that toxic beauty standards don't just hurt, they can destroy someone from the inside out. Next, I want to introduce you to someone who has had to fight her entire life against her own reflection. In front of you is a girl living with hypertrichosis, also known as the werewolf syndrome. Instead of smooth skin, her entire face is covered with thick, soft, dark hair, hiding almost all of her natural features.
Imagine the psychological pressure of looking in the mirror every day and seeing yourself completely different from the other 8 billion people on Earth.
And yet, behind that thick layer of hair is still a soul longing to be understood and loved. Some people with this condition choose shaving or lasers treatments to blend in. Others bravely let it grow, as a way of accepting their true, unique identity. There's also a woman so unique that she can fit 4 full cheeseburgers in her mouth in one single bite. The Guinness World Records officially recognizes Samantha Ramsdell from Connecticut, USA, as the woman with the largest female mouth in the world. Her mouth measures 6.566 centimeters tall, and when measured horizontally, it stretches over 10 centimeters. Samantha posts videos of her unbelievable mouth performances. She can stuff 3 donuts in at once, fit an entire green apple, or pour in huge amounts of fries in a single go. Those clips instantly caught global attention, and overnight, she became an online sensation with millions of followers.
Next is a journey that honestly made me hold my breath while watching.
Take a look at this girl's first images. She was born with an extremely rare condition. Her knees were completely reversed backward, making it impossible for her legs to support her body normally. To bring her legs back into the correct position, she had to endure 10 complex surgeries over many years. It was a process of breaking and rebuilding her entire bone structure, muscles, and nerves. And then, a miracle happened. At 26 years old, after almost 3 decades of seeing the world from a different angle, she finally took her very first steps on straight legs of her own. There are also women who have turned their entire bodies into a giant living diary of art. This is Neska Fazina. At 70 years old, she's not only sharp-minded, she also holds the Guinness World Record for being the most tattooed woman on the planet. There is almost no empty skin left on her body. From the top of her head all the way down to her toes, everything is covered in overlapping ink, forming a colorful armor of artwork. To achieve this look, she spent thousands of hours under tattoo needles. Each tattoo isn't just decoration, it's a memory, a milestone, a chapter in her 70-year life story. Instead of choosing a quiet old age, Neska chose to be unforgettable. She proves that getting older doesn't mean fading away. Sometimes it means becoming brighter and more rebellious in the best way possible.
And honestly, I'm impressed. What about you? How do you feel about a 70-year-old woman continuing to get tattooed?
Have you ever wished you could look like a doll? Be careful with that wish, because the next story shows the price behind it isn't nearly as cute as it looks. Angelica Kanova has been called the most beautiful living Barbie in Russia. She's famous for her appearance that looks almost identical to the iconic Barbie doll.
But behind that perfect look, her life is anything but free. She is the result of her mother's obsession with dolls.
To keep Angelica tiny and doll-like, her parents enforced strict diet plans and even hired personal trainers from a young age. Even in her 30s, Angelica still has an extremely small waist of 50.0 centimeters and weighs only 38 kilos.
Many people hope that one day, Angelica will finally get to live for herself, not as her parents' living Barbie.
Tanya Herbert from Houston, Texas, has been officially recognized by the Guinness World Records as the woman with the largest feet in the world who is currently alive. Her right foot measures 33.1 centimeters, and her left foot measures 32.5 centimeters. With feet this massive, buying women's shoes is almost impossible, so Tanya often has to wear men's shoes instead. She also has to shop online because no physical store carries anything that actually fits her. And it's not just her feet that are big. Tanya is toweringly tall as well. Compared to the tallest living woman in the world, Rumeysa Gelgi, she is only 7.62 centimeters shorter. Gelgi, from Turkey, stands at an incredible 2.15 meters tall. What's even more astonishing is this. When Tanya was born, her father, David Herbert, said that compared to other newborns, his daughter looked like a 3-year-old child.
Would you call this a miracle of genetics? Or simply nature pushing limits to the extreme?
Right now on your screen is a face that makes many people look twice. The person in this footage is named Andrea. She calls herself the person with the biggest lips in the world. When she was a child, Andrea had thin lips and a very bright smile. As she grew up, she began to pursue the image she truly wanted, and gradually came to have full, very prominent lips with the help of modern beauty procedures. Andrea's lips are not just another feature on her face. They have become her personal signature. When you look at these images, you see lips that are full and glossy and capture almost all of the attention. Her skin is carefully made up. Her eyebrows are very light, and her eyes look directly into the camera with clear confidence. All of this creates a unique aesthetic style that is very different from the usual beauty standards many of us are familiar with. Andrea is not trying to look like anyone else. She chooses to express herself according to the standards she sets for her own body. This is not only about beauty treatments. It is a statement about the right to decide how one looks. This choice may make viewers feel surprised, curious, or even admire the boldness of the woman in the image. It is important to remember that this is a real person and possibly a KOL in real life. We are simply observing a unique aesthetic expression without making negative judgments about anyone's appearance. Every person has the right to pursue the look that makes them feel confident and happy. So what are you thinking as you look at these lips? Do you see this as a new beauty trend or as a very personal signature? If you had the chance to change your appearance in such a strong way, would you dare to make your own bold choice?
And now we reach the final paradox. Something many people consider pleasure, but for her, it's a nightmare with no off switch.
A woman shocked the medical world when she revealed her condition. She can experience up to 90 orgasms in just 1 hour, and at peak times, up to 160 within a few hours. Sounds like a gift, right? But for her, it is a prison sentence inside her own body.
If you didn't know, this condition is real. A small vibration from a bus engine, a heavy step, or even the friction of clothing can trigger it completely against her will.
This is proof that anything taken to the extreme becomes a disaster. What do you think about this paradox? As we wrap up this video, what stays with me isn't the strangeness, it's the resilience. Whether it's the woman whose face has been judged and rejected, or the conjoined twins fighting for life day by day, they're all teaching us how to love ourselves no matter how harsh the world can be.
If it were you, would you have the courage to live brightly with your differences? Leave a heart in the comments to support them. And don't forget to subscribe, because our journey to understand these one-of-a-kind lives is far from over. See you next time, partners.